Let's go. Let's go. Rhyne Howard addresses misunderstanding by Angel Reese fans over the number 5 chain. She wears a number 5 chain, and no, it's not for Angel Reese. I mean, honestly. God, articles being wrote now.
20 minutes. That's how long it took after Angel Reese joined the Atlanta Dream before her fan base went after her new teammate. Not 20 days, not 20 hours, 20 minutes. And the target? Rhyne Howard, the Dream's franchise player who's been wearing a number 5 chain to honor her deceased brother. But Angel Reese also wears number 5, so naturally, her fans decided Howard must be celebrating Angel's arrival, except she wasn't. And what happened next reveals just how toxic this situation has already become.
Laugh out loud, as if Rhyne wears that number 5 chain all the time. Clearly, she wore it for Angel Reese's arrival that day. That prompted Rhyne Howard to actually have to address this, and I don't blame her. Considering it was her brother she was honoring and not Angel Reese, good on you. We're sorry for your loss. You rock that chain every day in honor of your brother. For real. What?
Look at what Rhyne Howard had to do. She had to publicly explain that the number 5 chain she's been wearing for years is a tribute to her brother who passed away. She actually wears a dog tag with his picture in every single game. But because Angel Reese's fans saw that chain in a team photo shoot and assumed it was about their player, Howard was forced to clarify something deeply personal. The chain wasn't new. She got it while still playing in Miami. It just happened to be the accessory she chose for that particular shoot. The fact that it matched Reese's jersey number, pure coincidence that didn't even register until she saw Angel at the event.
I just got the chain while I was still in Miami and thought it would be a perfect accessory for that day. Thank you, everyone, for understanding. I mean, what are we doing? Here we go. Drama loading. Yep, AR fans that aren't helping keep the Dream FC strictly basketball. Kennedy report, just nonsense, man. I mean, oh my God. It's crazy as hell. CDS, sorry for your loss. I wouldn't listen to the noise. Man, y'all gonna have to block out all kinds of noise now. Good luck to you. I mean, good luck to you.
Here's what makes this particularly disturbing. Dream fans, the actual Atlanta Dream supporters, are already begging Angel Reese's fanbase to keep this about basketball. They can see what's coming, because this isn't an isolated incident. This is a pattern that followed Reese from Chicago to Atlanta. Remember what happened with the Sky? Teammates literally crying at press conferences. And now, before a single preseason game has been played, we're already seeing the same dynamic emerge. One fan called it correctly. This is the single most toxic fan base in sports. And the scary part, they're not wrong.
Right here, Michelle Obama to Angel Reese.
You are handling yourself beautifully.
Thank you.
I mean, it's not just what you do, but the way you carry yourself, girl.
Thank you.
It is really a joy to watch you manage it all. And you do it with a smile on your face, with an excellent attitude.
Thank you.
So I am just...
It's an honor coming from you, the queen, the queen, the queen.
And
Thank
I don't think they were making girls like you when I was growing up.
What does that mean?
Man, I mean...
What? Yeah,
What does that mean? What does that mean?
All of what you said, and can get 10 rebounds a game.
Okay.
Then Michelle Obama shows up. The former First Lady sat down with Angel Reese and spent the entire interview glazing her about how beautifully she handles everything, how she carries herself with such grace, what a joy it is to watch her manage it all. Obama even said, "I don't think they were making girls like you when I was young." Meanwhile, Reese averaged 9.8 rebounds per game last season and shot 40% from the field. But sure, let's talk about how she manages criticism with a smile instead of addressing the actual basketball performance or the chaos that follows her everywhere.
Well, my God. It took exactly 20 minutes of Angel Reese's arrival to the Atlanta Dream for her fan base to start going after teammates of Angel Reese's. Let's be real. The Atlanta Dream Team, that team is Rhyne Howard's team. That's Rhyne Howard's team. All right? Keeping it real. Everybody else on that team, yeah, y'all might be a star, whatever, but that is the Tom Cruise of that team. That is the Jack Nicholson of that team. That is the insert major player. Who's an A-list Ryan Gosling of that team? It's not Angel Reese. It's not anybody else on that team.
Let's establish something critical here. The Atlanta Dream is Rhyne Howard's team, not Angel Reese's team, not anyone else's team. Rhyne Howard is the franchise cornerstone, the all-star, the player this organization has built around since drafting her second overall in 2022. She averaged 16.2 points per game last season and made the All-WNBA second team. That's the Tom Cruise of this roster. That's the lead actor. Everyone else, including Angel Reese, is supporting cast. But that reality doesn't stop Reese's fan base from acting like she's the main character in every situation she enters.
That team ought to be dominant. But we saw what happened with the Chicago Sky and her teammates. They're literally in news conferences crying. Let's be real. Yeah, wow. This is why AR fans should shut up. I mean, wow. Some are posing as AR fans to create confusion. I hate it. Stop. Stop. It's the single most toxic fan base ever. Big Mike is in the house.
The responses to this chain controversy tell you everything you need to know. Dream fans are apologizing to Rhyne Howard for her loss and telling her to block out the noise. They're warning that drama is loading. They're pointing out that some people are posing as Angel Reese fans just to create confusion, which somehow makes it worse because it means this chaos attracts trolls who weaponize it for entertainment. And then you've got the realistic takes. On paper, that team ought to be dominant, but we saw what happened with the Chicago Sky and her teammates. Translation: talent doesn't matter if the environment becomes unworkable.
Yeah.
And can get 10 rebounds
that
again.
part.
I mean, Lisa Leslie, you know, she was.
Lisa
she was
Leslie is my girl. I just saw her at the All-Star
Yes,
game.
I saw you
Yeah,
guys.
okay.
Yes.
Oh, we
But
missed you.
I wasn't there. I wasn't
okay,
there. No,
I
no.
saw her across
Yeah.
the way.
But see, she's still young. I mean, it's just, oh man, it's so nice to see.
It's a breath of fresh air.
It
You
sure
love it?
is.
Yeah.
Yes.
You
I
are
bet.
handling yourself beautifully.
Thank
I
you.
mean, it's not just what you do, but the way you carry yourself, girl. I
Thank
mean,
you.
it is really a joy to watch you manage it all.
Okay. Wow. And you know what? That doesn't help her. It doesn't. I mean, nobody in her team, PR team, will set her down, have real conversations.
Here's the Michelle Obama problem. When you have the former First Lady publicly praising someone for how they handle adversity, rather than addressing whether that adversity is self-created, you're enabling the exact behavior that causes the problems. Obama's sitting there talking about what a breath of fresh air it is to see Angel manage everything so well. But what exactly is she managing? The controversy that her own fan base creates, the drama that follows her from team to team, the fact that teammates end up in tears? That's not adversity. That's consequence. And when influential figures treat consequence like adversity, they remove any incentive for change.
Too many yes people. All right. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm going to give it to mid-year. Mid-season. Let's say by end of July. We'll call it end of July. There will be an implosion of the Atlanta Dream. In some way, there's going to be major drama. Look, we're 3 days from like a preseason game. There's already drama from the fan base towards Dream teammates. Good luck. Good luck. And we've seen what Chicago's done and the talent they've assembled. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next.
Nobody in Angel Reese's circle will have real conversations with her. That's the core issue. Too many yes people. Too many enablers. Too many people telling her she's handling everything beautifully when the evidence suggests she's not handling it at all. She's just moving to a new team when the old situation becomes untenable. The Chicago Sky imploded. They traded away pieces. Teammates were visibly miserable. And the solution was to send Reese to Atlanta, where the Dream assembled an incredibly talented roster on paper. But paper doesn't account for locker room dynamics. Paper doesn't account for fan bases attacking teammates over jewelry choices before the season even starts.
But that does not keep Angel Reese fans from already throwing shots, making shit up, just throwing shit out there against the wall. And this is one of the more particularly despicable ones that we'll find. Also, guess what? Big Mike himself, Michelle Obama, had Angel Reese on some podcast or something, glazing the crap out of her. How do you deal with everything? Wait, my bad. How do you deal with everything?
Here's the prediction, and let's put a specific timeline on it. By the end of July 2025, there will be a major implosion with the Atlanta Dream. Some form of significant drama will emerge from that locker room. Could be a trade request, could be a public dispute, could be another teammate breaking down emotionally. But something will crack, because we're 3 days from a preseason game and there's already controversy involving fan bases attacking Dream players. That's not sustainable. That's not a foundation for success. That's a powder keg waiting for a spark.
Angel Reese, Rhyne Howard's partnership might be the new face of the Dream. But even before that materializes on the hardwood, things are off to a shaky start. She's been there 27 seconds. It tipped off when Howard donned a chain wearing number 5 in the team's photo shoot a few days back. This didn't take long to draw the connection to Reese's arrival at the franchise, prompting Howard to have to clear a misunderstanding. Let's go. Angel Reese fans already saying Rhyne Howard is wearing number 5 pendant to celebrate Angel's arrival. Rhyne Howard had to literally address this. You got Dream fans begging Angel Reese fans to keep this about basketball. I mean, this is crazy as hell.
The articles are already being written. Angel Reese and Rhyne Howard's partnership might be the new face of the Dream, except it tipped off with Howard having to explain her memorial jewelry to angry fans who thought it was about someone else. That's not a partnership, that's a hostage situation. Howard shouldn't have to justify wearing a tribute to her deceased brother. She shouldn't have to clarify that something deeply personal has nothing to do with the new player who happens to wear the same number. The fact that she felt compelled to address this publicly, with a detailed explanation about when she got the chain and why she wore it that day, shows how quickly the situation deteriorated. Look at what Chicago has done since the Angel Reese era ended. They've assembled legitimate talent. They've created a more cohesive roster. They've moved forward, without the constant drama that defined their previous season. Meanwhile, Atlanta just inherited that exact dynamic. The Dream brought in Reese to pair with Howard, Alicia Gray, and other established players. On paper, this should be a playoff team. On paper, this should be a dangerous squad in the Eastern Conference, but paper doesn't account for the circus that surrounds certain players. The pattern is undeniable at this point. Everywhere Angel Reese goes, chaos follows. Not basketball controversy, not competitive intensity, actual chaos involving fan bases attacking teammates, media creating narratives, and locker rooms becoming uncomfortable. And the most frustrating part? Nobody with influence seems willing to address it honestly. Michelle Obama praises her poise, analysts talk about her potential, fans defend every incident as misunderstood or taken out of context. But when the same pattern repeats across multiple teams and multiple seasons, it's not context, it's character. Rhyne Howard deserves better than this. She's a 23-year-old all-star who lost her brother and wears his number as a tribute. She plays every game with a dog tag containing his picture. That's profound grief channeled into motivation. That's using basketball as a way to honor someone you loved, and she had to explain all of that publicly because Angel Reese's fans couldn't fathom that a number 5 chain might not be about Angel Reese. The narcissism required to make that assumption is staggering. The entitlement required to then attack Howard over it is worse. Here's what Atlanta Dream fans are facing. They're about to spend an entire season defending their own players from Angel Reese's fanbase. Every time Howard has a big game, they'll have to deal with comments about how Reese made her better. Every time there's any friction, they'll be blamed for not supporting Angel enough. Every time a national media member criticizes anything Reese does, Dream fans will be expected to go to war defending her. That's exhausting. That's not fandom. That's conscription into someone else's perpetual grievance machine. And think about the position this puts the coaching staff in. You've got to manage egos, you've got to distribute minutes, you've got to make rotation decisions, but every choice you make will be scrutinized through the lens of whether you're giving Angel Reese enough opportunities. If Howard takes the last shot instead of Reese, that's a problem. If Reese doesn't get enough touches, that's disrespect. If the offense runs through Howard because she's the better scorer, that's favoritism. The coaching staff didn't sign up to navigate a minefield. They signed up to coach basketball. The Chicago Sky situation should have been a wake-up call. Teammates crying at press conferences isn't normal. That doesn't happen on functional teams. That doesn't happen when everyone's focused on winning. That happens when the environment becomes toxic, when outside pressure bleeds into the locker room, when players feel unsupported or attacked. And the Sky made the decision to move on. They didn't build around Angel Reese. They didn't try to make it work. They recognized the situation wasn't sustainable and made a change. Now Atlanta inherits all of that, and the Dream's front office had to know what they were getting. They had to see what happened in Chicago. They had to recognize the baggage that comes with this particular player, but they made the calculation that the talent was worth it, that they could manage the chaos, that their locker room culture was strong enough to absorb the impact. We'll see if they're right. My money says they're not. My money says by mid-summer, there will be clear signs of fracture. Watch what happens during the first losing streak, because every team has one. Every team goes through a rough patch where nothing's falling, the defense isn't clicking, and frustration builds. That's when you find out what your locker room is really made of. That's when you discover whether players trust each other or turn on each other. And based on everything we've seen, based on the pattern that's already established itself, Atlanta's first losing streak is going to be ugly. Not because of the losses, because of what happens around the losses. The saddest part of all this, Angel Reese is genuinely talented. She's an elite rebounder. She's got size and athleticism. She could be a legitimate piece on a championship caliber team if the focus stayed on basketball, but it never stays on basketball. It always becomes about narratives, about fan wars, about who's getting proper respect. And that's partially on her management, and partially on a media ecosystem that rewards drama over substance. Michelle Obama telling Angel Reese that she handles everything beautifully isn't helping. It's reinforcing the idea that the chaos is something being done to her, rather than something she's contributing to. It's validating the victim narrative when accountability is what's needed. Because here's the truth. If this same pattern follows you to a third team, if Atlanta implodes the way Chicago did, at some point you have to look in the mirror. At some point you have to ask whether you're the common denominator. So here's the question for you. How long does Atlanta last before this falls apart? I'm giving it until the end of July. Others might say the whole season. Some optimists might think the talent overcomes everything and they make a deep playoff run. But based on what we've already seen, based on the fact that we're having this conversation before a single preseason game, based on Rhyne Howard already having to defend her memorial jewelry, I don't see how this ends well. Leave your prediction in the comments. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me why Atlanta will be different. Tell me why this time the chaos won't follow. Because I want to be wrong. I want to see Angel Reese succeed in an environment where basketball is the focus. I want to see Rhyne Howard get to lead her team without having to navigate fan-based politics. I want to see the Dream reach their potential, but wanting something doesn't make it likely. And right now, all the evidence points toward another disaster. If you found this analysis valuable, hit that like button, subscribe for more WNBA coverage that doesn't sugarcoat reality, and drop a comment with your honest take on where this situation goes from here, because one way or another, the Atlanta Dream are about to become the most watched team in the league. The question is whether we'll be watching basketball or watching a train wreck.